On April 19, 2026, a half-marathon world record was broken in Beijing. Not by a Kenyan, not by an Ethiopian, not by any human at all. It was broken by a red 169cm robot named Lightning. It crossed a 21-kilometer finish line in 50 minutes and 26 seconds, which is almost 7 minutes less than the human world record set by Ugandan athlete Jacob Kiplimo. The winning robot wasn't built by some Chinese Boston Dynamics, but a company that makes smartphones. Honor swept the entire podium. First, second, and third place all went to its red robots. And if you think that this is just about running, you're watching the wrong race. Because China didn't spend millions of dollars, built a dedicated robotics city, and put hundreds of machines on a public street just to win a half marathon. What was their ultimate goal? 2026 is the second year of this event. In 2025, the atmosphere of this world's very first humanoid robot half marathon was more like a technology carnival. The robots had all kinds of strange shapes, and there were frequent unexpected situations on the track, such as sudden falls and equipment breakdowns, with parts falling off, which created a series of laugh-inducing moments. 21 teams showed up. Most robots couldn't finish. The winner crossed the line in 2 hours, 40 minutes. For a machine with no lungs, no heart, and no need to rest, finishing at the pace of a casual jogger was frankly embarrassing. But here's the thing about China's robotics program. They continuously improve. This year, over 100 robot teams lined up, nearly 5 times as many as the year before. Teams came from 13 regions across China, from university labs, tech giants, and startups, plus 5 international teams who made the trip to see what all the fuss was about. It was held in the same city, but a very specific part of it. The race ran through the streets of E-Town, one of Beijing's districts. This place is basically a purpose-built city of robot factories, over 100 robotics companies clustered into one zone, representing more than half of Beijing's entire robotics industry. Basically, their specimens ran through the streets of their own lab. The most notable change in this year's race rules is the official introduction of the autonomous navigation category. Most of the robots last year completed the race under human remote control. This year is different. Nearly 40% of the teams let the robots run on their own. Without relying on the remote control, the robots need to observe the road, judge obstacles, and navigate through curves, making all decisions by themselves throughout the race. To encourage more teams to move towards autonomy, the race set a 1.2 times weighted coefficient for the results. The finishing time of the remote control solutions needed to be converted according to the coefficient for ranking. So who better controls a robot, an AI or a human? Keep watching to find out. Another interesting aspect of this year's half marathon is that robots and humans appeared as contestants, competing on the same field for the first time. 12,000 human runners signed up specifically to race alongside the machines. The organizers even had to build separate lines, divided by barriers and green belts, just to keep the humans safe. And they were right to worry, because 3 robots crossed the finish line before the fastest human did. But before we get to the winner, let's talk about everyone else. Robots in various shapes attracted a lot of attention. There was a peerless knight wearing a blue cape that fluttered in the wind. There was a contestant with a wig on its head and a sloppy appearance, which netizens called the creepiest. There was also a tiny machine called Xiao Pai. Wearing 2 pigtails holding a baby bottle, he bounced along the course. Although he couldn't run fast, it didn't give up throughout the race and was recognized as the cutest and the most hardworking contestant on the track. Let's give more likes to this little guy. You know where the button is. Then there was Daobao. If you're not in China, here's the contest. Daobao is the country's most popular AI chatbot, like ChatGPT, but with a cute girl face that half the internet knows by heart. Someone put that face on a robot body and entered it in the race. It did not win, but it broke the Chinese internet. One robot became internet famous when during testing it tripped at the starting line and completely shattered. Arms flying off, legs kicking in the air. Breakdance gone wrong. Organizers rushed over with an actual stretcher to collect the pieces. A human stretcher for a robot. One robot stopped mid-race to wave at the audience and pose for photos. A real TikTok star. Which one is your favorite? The ability of humanoid robots to complete long-distance running has similarities with human endurance sports at the underlying logic. The heat dissipation is one of the key factors. And while human runners stopped at aid stations to replenish water and electrolytes, each robot team had designated pit stops for fresh ice, batteries, and lubricants. Running a bipedal body that far pushes limits rarely seen in lab demos. Batteries drain under load, motors heat up, and joints wear under continuous load. Just like in Formula One, mechanics moved in fast. Put coolant and dry ice on overheating parts, sprayed lubricant into joints, and carried out hot battery swaps that keep the system running during the change instead of shutting the robot down. This isn't just a race, it's a live engineering test. Now back to our champion, or rather, champions. Because here is the twist. The robot you've seen in many viral clips, the one dramatically hitting the barricade and going down, then being pulled back up by staff and bursting through the finish line ribbon, that's not the winner. That's actually the robot that came fourth. That lightning from honor was remote controlled. A human operator was guiding it the entire race. And yes, it physically crossed the line first, at 48 minutes and 19 seconds, faster than any human alive. But the rules were clear. Do you remember? If a human is driving, the time gets multiplied by 1.2. Suddenly, that glorious finish line moment belongs to a robot in fourth place. The actual champion? Another lightning by honor. Just a red robot walking off a 21-kilometer course that it navigated entirely by itself. No operator, no remote control, just sensors, algorithms, and legs. 50 minutes and 26 seconds. A world record. And not a single human told it where to go. But the ultimate goal of the contest was not to prove that machines can do better than humans. The race is the test in real-world conditions. Every fall, every recovery, every autonomous decision these machines made during the half marathon, that's training data. Data that will eventually put robots in factories, in hospitals, law enforcement, civil service, and in places too dangerous or too difficult for human hands.